Alright. What the heck is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. It's the SCL Season 2 Championship Semi-Finals, and what the heck, who is this? A blast from the past. We have Taeja hopping in for some SC2 Evo mod action. That's right, guys. This is played on the StarCraft 2 Evolution Complete mod, which features not just StarCraft 2, which Taeja is playing right now, but also StarCraft 1 races, and he's facing Rogue, who's going to be playing StarCraft 1 in Game 1. It's always set up in the tournament scene so that it's StarCraft 1 versus StarCraft 2. And in the top left, we have Rogue, who's going to be starting on StarCraft 1. Zerg is going to be seeing a bunch of drones here and a whole bunch of stuff going down. An early gas pool for Rogue, of course, wanting to stay safe against that incoming Reaper that he is expecting. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is a 12-worker start, just like StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, but the mineral patches all have 1,500 minerals at the start of the game, which means you don't have those bases half mining out at 8.5 minutes on your main, 11.5 minutes on your natural, and all that sorts of stuff. So your minerals are going to last a fair bit longer. You're not going to get as punished for not rushing a third, rushing a fourth, and the like, which I think is a fantastic change. Also, of course, while StarCraft 2 units are basically unchanged, StarCraft 1 units are slightly modified just in terms of their damage types or slight buffs here, occasionally a very slight nerf or adjustment, and a few little things. Like, for instance, right, so these workers, you might think, well, this is just the same as a StarCraft 2 drone. Nope, because there's no lava inject, no chrono boost, no mule, the StarCraft 1 racers get 5.5% faster mining and much faster acceleration. So if you look at these drones running back and forwards, you can see they accelerate much faster, whereas look at these SCVs now. And you kind of see how slow they are. They kind of slow down as they approach the patch. They slow down to return the minerals. And you can kind of see just, okay, these guys mine a little bit quicker. That helps you get up to a good spot. Now, early metabolic boost is on the way, guys. That's Zergling speed for these StarCraft 1 Zerglings at Rogue's building. SCV comes in, sees the macro hatchery in the wall-off as well. Rogue, of course, already thinking about Hellions potentially diving in, and does want to potentially get a sunken crawler to deal with that. Early Evo chamber on 2 base as well. Interesting. Reaper coming in. Cool to see. Like, I honestly, I saw Taeja's name and I was like, oh, that's cool. Taeja played a tournament. I hope he didn't go out first round. And then I said, wait, he's playing a semi-finals against Rogue in a best of 7? I was like, well, I got to cast this. What the hell, man? Obviously, you know, people aren't as experienced with this mod, but Taeja, one of the greatest players of StarCraft 2 in Heart of the Swarm. Summer of Taeja happened once or twice where he won pretty much every European major. Unfortunately, doesn't have nearly as many winnings as he really should have. Oh, they're so fast! But Rogue can't block him. Oh, Rogue slipped up there. Lets Taeja's Reaper escape, and he's going to hang out on the ledge to try and heal up. But yeah, Taeja, a lot of those tournaments he won, they're the equivalent of tournaments that would be like $50,000, $100,000 prize pool these days. They were like $20,000, $30,000 back then. He'd only win $10,000 for first place every tournament he won, as it was just the early days of StarCraft 2, and he wasn't winning the big GSLs or $100,000 winner-takes-all Katowice or anything like that. But dude, Taeja in life, big rivals in 2013, 2014, and just having some of the most famous epic series over those years. Even though Taeja, I don't think he ever won a GSL, at all the international events, you put him in a weekender tournament, and he was such a solid player. He wasn't, I think, as good as the other Terrans at like choosing builds for a preparation format like in GSL. But, uh-oh, Hellions are in! Oh no, the wall wasn't off! Oh my gosh, huge mistake. These Hellions are going to cause some problems, man. Remember, these Zerglings are a little bit quicker, though. And especially on creep, they are a menace. Actually, they don't get sped up by creep, do they? I don't think so. As this is StarCraft 1 creep. Ooh, look at that Reaper, though. 2 drones there. The Hellions grabbed one on the natural. Reaper goes back to the ledge. Taeja's having fun right now, man. I think Taeja's all over him. He's going for Magfield and Cyclones behind this. Looks like a mech style for Taeja. Tries to hold the wall. He's going to try and pull back here. These Hellions are wrecking. They're doing so well, man. So we do have confirmation they do get a 20% movement speed boost, which I don't think they did in StarCraft 2. But, oh, in StarCraft 1, I should say. But it makes sense. You've got to make adjustments for StarCraft 2 with how difficult it is otherwise. Also, you don't spread creep tumors. You have to actually build buildings and creep colonies. So it's much harder to spread creep for StarCraft 1 Zerg. Now, Taeja's having a lot of fun right now, guys. He's all over this. He's already killed 14 units, 11 Zerglings, 3 drones. He's keeping Rogue stuck at a lower worker count than him, making Lings, now making a few Hydras as well as Muscular Augments, which is starting to come in, the movement speed upgrade for those Hydras. Remember, Hydras, you can get them on Hatchery Tech, but they are kind of garbage units. They don't do a lot of damage. And they are short-ranged as well. They've only got 5. Oh, actually, the Hydra has 5 range. Oh, okay, they did buff the Hydra. Used to, I think, only have like 3 or something, or 4, and then you would get +2 with its range upgrade. Looks like they've made its starting range a little bit better since it is such a slow, cumbersome unit before those upgrades kick in. These Hellions having a good time. The Cyclone Hellion in his face. This feels like we are seeing the battle mech of SC2 being favored by Taeja. Hellions and Cyclones. It's kind of a nice composition in that it simplifies the game. So you just hit and run on your opponent. You constantly try to be as annoying as you possibly can. And it really allows you to put them on the back, on the defensive. Grew Spines is now coming in. It's going to give those Hydras +1 range. These are 1 supply Hydras, of course, just like in StarCraft 1. Assume everything's the same as StarCraft 1, but some things might be better. Very few, almost no things are nerfed for the StarCraft 1 races. Cyclone's going to try and pull back on that south side. North side, Hellion Cyclone dancing in and out. The Hydra's trying to fight this. Remember, they just do 7.5 damage against regular units with no tags. Against light, they do a little bit less, so they're actually really bad against Hellions, only 6.25 damage a shot. Against armored, so against the Cyclones, they do 10 damage, so they're much better against armored units, these Hydras, other than, rather than the other way around. Of course, there's completely different damage and armor types in StarCraft 1, so they've had to kind of port them over and kind of sticky tape them into the StarCraft 2 armored system. But it does create a very similar result. If you're used to StarCraft 1, most things are very similar to how they operate there. Hydra counter going to go in here for Rogue. He sees a super quick third. He should split those Hydras into that mineral line, but he's left them in the open, which means they aren't killing the SCVs. Just attacking the command center. Uh-oh, this army's going to come back. I think this is a big mistake, this bust for Rogue, because these Hydras are going to get isolated before the rest of the army can get down here. And that's an excellent fight for Taeja to start. Now he's only got one direction to worry about. He drops a flood of mules on that third base, and he chases at the same time. Hydra's come in for a bit of a flank. The Cyclone Hellion, though, those Hellions are going to tank so well. I don't think StarCraft 1 Hydras are it against Battle Mech. I don't know if Rogue's done his homework on this mod, man. I think StarCraft 1 Hydras, it's one of those things as a StarCraft 2 player, you think they're going to do okay against this, but they do so little damage against the Hellions. And if they morph to Hellbats, they tank even more. And I gotta say, I think that's the wrong unit comp. I think maybe getting a few lurkers out to try and stave off the advance, as you can get lurkers very early in the game, may have been the play. You guys let me know if you know anything more about this mod, what the players' mistakes were. I think not going lurkers might be an issue. I also think maybe going for Mutalisks or just going Massling and surrounding might have been more effective rather than using that Hydralisk style. All right, guys. It's gonna be Blue Storm here. A map that is one I am not familiar with. Taeja's in the top right after a fantastic and rather smooth victory. Twitch chat's been telling me apparently in Snare, you're meant to turtle with Sunkens to back up your Hydras, and then go up to Queens and use Ensnare and spawn Broodlings. Apparently Ensnare does not only a 50% movement speed, 25% attack reduction, the Queen spell Ensnare, but it also actually messes things up a bit. Oh, he's going to eBay block. Oh, Taeja going for the eBay block to stop Rogue from getting up that early expansion. That's very cool. Remember, the StarCraft 1 Terran eBay can lift and fly around. StarCraft 2 eBay cannot do that. But I doubt you'd finish it. You'd probably just want to cancel this. But yeah, so long story short, chat's saying they reckon the Hydras are decent, but you just go up to the Ensnare and turtle with Sunkens a bit more if they go Battle Mech, and you know, the Battle Mech composition apparently falls off a cliff at some point, but it is kind of interesting to see Rogue. I think he took too much damage early on, which is why we saw that situation look as brutal as it did. Taeja is going to go for a 2 barracks wall off at the front behind the eBay block. So he forces Rogue to take the weird third, and then he's going to rally Marines and build bunkers there. Oh, this is so clever. It's not normally what you see in StarCraft 2 is this sort of play, but this is actually really clever, and he's basically got his base mostly walled off behind it as well. I'm not sure about these other paths going around the back. I think there's essentially this giant other path you can use to get in as well, right? Because you've got this narrow choke point into each player's base, and you've got this big giant ramp over here as well, and then you've also got this back path. Gosh, there's so many different ways in. By the way, that's a very electric mushroom, isn't it? Holy moly. Is he going to go bunker? Maybe. He might. He's got depots building. Does Taeja. Marine count feels a little low. That Overlord takes up... Oh, Rogue reveals his Overlord. I think he realizes there's no command center. Gonna have to be careful. These Lings, though, gonna sneak into the main base. This could be a really good job by Rogue to buy time. And Stim is on the way. Oh, he's already getting Stim. Dude, Taeja doing some nasty right now. And in come the Zerglings. Remember, these are 60 hit point StarCraft 1 SCVs, guys. Very powerful units when it comes to tanking. Way tankier than any worker in StarCraft 2. The Zergling's going to rotate around this main, trying to hide themselves. Link speed's not quite ready, and I don't think there's any way out there. He doesn't want to corner himself, but unfortunately he has. All 4 Zerglings go down. The Marine count has been spotted. Dude, I feel like the Overlord should be taking damage for sitting above this. I don't know about you guys. Throwing some casual Storm graphics on the map, you know? Still no command center for Taeja. He's going to be trying to play like Stim Marine Medic up against Zergling. Going to do an early pressure. Rogue gets the eBay down. It does get cancelled by Taeja, so he gets a partial refund. And he starts his command center and a 3rd barracks behind this, so he has a back off or backed up wall off further behind. Now, it looks like medics are maybe a little faster than the Marines. Indeed, they are. The medics have 60 hit points as well. These Marines only have 45. Stim's not quite done either. They don't have the uranium-enriched shells. Oh, Firebat goes down. Great catch there for just a few Zerglings. But yeah, if you don't have the uranium shells, then the Marines only have 5 range, right? They can go up to 6 range once they get those UT-238 shells, which is now started. Overlord goes down. He does scan to get it, though. Is it worth that? It might be. He's stimming into the main. Massive counterattack coming in. Firebat's out here. Firebat's taking some big damage, as are those Marines. The Zergling's getting on top. The Marine a bit too slow to stim there. At the same time, these Marines all got surrounded, as did the medics by the mass Zergling. And Taeja, his Marine medic pressure not quite working out here. Oh, he's got 2. Oh, wait, he's got a few units down here. He did still have a few. They were just down there behind the minerals. He's still got 2 Marines and 2 medics there. But remember, you don't have a wall off when you play StarCraft 1. You don't have depots that go up and down. Firebat in the wall will hold that choke point very easily, though. Of course, the Firebat does not that crazy damage. He attacks not that fast either. Interesting. It's like only 8 damage versus light. Oh, but he has 3 attacks. Oh, so he's very affected by armor. 3 times 8. Oh, he does a lot. He does 24 damage. Never mind. Holy moly. Oh, bad fight for Rogue. These Marines and medics trying to get home. Maybe a bad call for him. The Queen's, of course, going to dislodge him from this choke point. Those medics finally will go down. That's the sound they make as they do fall. 28 SCVs for Taeja. He's kept this game nice and low economy. Rogue's 3rd's only just started. Rogue's only now moving out to get to this 3rd base injecting. Is this a decent position for Taeja? I don't know. I really don't know. So the Firebats are going to suck against units with armor on them, guys, because that means there's 3 times your attack is affected by armor. So, you know, you're going to do... Also, they only do 2 damage versus armored units as well. So if you're attacking a Roach, you're basically never going to do more than 1 damage times 3. 3 damage total. So Firebats are basically worthless versus non-light units. They do clear shields pretty quickly, which is nice, but this is a lot of Firebats in here. Baneling's going to try to come in to deal with it. And this is an SCV pull. Oh, Taeja. The Zergling sees it here for Rogue. But Rogue's in big troubles, man. That's a giant army, and his Baneling nest is not done. Okay, he's going to have it in 13 seconds, though. Could he actually get this going? Oh, I don't know, man. Of course, the range upgrade's now done. These Marines have 6 range. They shoot further than StarCraft 2 Marines, but no combat shields. They do have, what, 45 hit points, though. Stim comes in. 3rd base will get cleared. Banelings are morphing, though. He's going to stop to kill this 3rd base. 3rd base will go down pretty quickly. Question is, does he continue? Oh, the rally gets cleaned. The Zerglings actually take a decent fight over there. I think if he can stim and focus the Banelings, he'll be okay. But Taeja not scanning ahead. He's got to be careful, mate. He's trying to spread his units out. The Banes blow up the Firebats and some SCVs. 1 Baneling lands in the center of the Marine medic. But is it enough? The Queens are starting to fall here. Another Baneling does come forward. More Marines and Firebats coming in. The Firebats getting in the mineral line. Those Firebats shoot pretty damn fast. Oh my gosh, I think Taeja might have done this. He's lost 14 SCVs. But the surprise SCV pull with the Firebat medic stim timing gets in there, takes out Rogue, and Taeja, the old school hero champion of over a decade ago, many tournaments, is up 2-0 on Rogue. Alright guys, Taeja in the top left side of the map, Rogue in the bottom right, and we are Going into game 3 on Pylon. Rogue needs to get his stuff sorted, guys. He's back on StarCraft 1 Zerg here, right? Actually, wait, no, Taeja just did StarCraft 1. So, sorry, Rogue's back to StarCraft. Wait, what? Oh, he's playing StarCraft 2 games in a row. Oh, I wonder if there's like a format rule where if you win a few games in a row, you get to pick or something, or it alternates. Because I thought it would be alternating every game, but Taeja's playing StarCraft 1 Terran 2 games in a row here, guys. Which is interesting, because at the start, right, he played Terran, did well with the Battle Mech. I thought we would see more Battle Mech out of him, but he's still StarCraft 1 Terran, so apparently it's loser's pick, says chat. Ah, so other tournaments have their own rules, but this specific tournament, the SEL, has loser's pick. So Rogue has said, screw that, I'm not playing StarCraft 1. Let me play StarCraft 2 again. I will do much better this time. I will not die to your Marine medic again. Taeja, though, he's still going for the 2 barracks at the front, and he still wants to be putting on that bio pressure. Gonna go 2 barracks into command center, so a much quicker command center. No block on the hatchery, of course. But he will still be building Marines and potentially looking for these overlords, which for now Rogue is keeping in pretty defensive positions. SCV is going to come in on the natural. Just sees the expansion, and he's going to go for a bunker. Oh, a very light bunker pressure. This is not serious. He's just trying to bait an over response. I don't think this is worth it for Taeja. Just because I think Rogue's going to easily defend this. Got 4 Zerglings out, so he's just going to stop the bunker getting up. Can't be letting it get free build time, you know? Pull 4 drones, pull back the weak one. Pretty perfect defense here. I think Taeja realizes it. He's like, yeah, we should probably cancel this. He's thinking about doing an eBay on the 3rd. Just scouts and turns around, though. So maybe not. Academy's on the way. First gas has started mining, but he does need to put on that gas. There we go. Taeja fixes it. Bunker goes down, but of course that was a cancel. As you can see, only 25 minerals lost. Now remember, these Zerglings are ever so slightly faster than an SCV, and he's only got 10 hit points. But we'll be able to get back to the safety of the Marines and the 2 barracks and the wall off. Riglinium has arrived in the Twitch chat. Biggest fan in the world of Taeja. Massive fan. So this Roach Warren's about halfway done. Are we just doing a Ravager Ling? Like 3rd hatchery builds for Rogue, but that's such a quick Roach Warren. It could just be defensive. I wonder if he tries to do a Ravager Ling, because Corrosive Bile against this wall off is going to be pretty brutal. Medics are starting to build now. So he goes for a good 11 Marines, gets 2 medics. Stim, of course, is on the way. Takes a long time for that to upgrade. 4 Roaches are building. Rogue realizing. Big threat. Can't wait until the units move out. He's got to prepare ahead of time. I do like that his overlords are pretty well protected. He knows that if those Marines are getting free pickoffs on the way across the map, it could cause a lot of trouble. Taeja's still rallying SCVs 2 at a time. 9 Roaches building. I think Rogue's going to go full mass Zergling soon. Yeah, Scan sees the Roaches coming out. And remember, these scans don't cost anything in terms of mules. So Taeja's like, okay, let's just build some bunkers and chill. I do wonder if building bunkers is the right call because of the way Corrosive Bio works. But drones and Evo Chamber coming in now. I think Rogue realizes, hey, I may have overbuilt Roaches. I can maybe do a light pressure, but I've got to go back to macro because he's going to be preparing to stay safe. Now, if there is a lot of Roach Ravager, do you play siege tanks? Can you roll over this with just mass Marine medic? I don't know, dude. Roach Ravager hanging out. 4 medics, 15 Marines. 7 Roaches with 2 Ravagers about to finish morphing. Gets an instant medic snipe. Nice pick off there for Rogue. And a Marine as well. Juicy. Good pickoffs. These bunkers didn't quite finish. Remember, these are StarCraft 1 bunkers, guys. They don't have salvage. That's super well done by Taeja. Checks if he's being all in, realizes he's not, and he cancels them, gets most of the money back. He's got the extra range coming in, and now he's going to go for 2 factories with a machine shop. So he's going to go for siege tanks. Siege tank, Marine, and medic. I don't know if it's the best long-term comp. I feel like it's going to fall off a cliff at some point, but you're up against a Zerg who's just started his lair at 5 minutes. You've kept it low economy. I don't think that time's anytime soon. Siege mode getting upgraded, as well as the first siege tank on the way. 2 factory siege tank, 2 factory Marine medic. Double engineering bay going down as well. Taeja's staying 2 base for a very long time. That's kind of more normal in this mod. Especially with the Heart of the Swarm minerals that don't run out as fast, you don't get punished as hard for delaying that 3rd base. Yeah, StarCraft 1 siege tanks are an insane unit, by the way, guys. They do crazy damage, but they don't actually do a lot of damage to armored when they're in siege mode compared to their just flat base damage. Marines and medics going to try and fight here. Oh, I thought he would have run away, but he stayed way too long. He's going to lose his medics if he's not careful, man. Oh, I think... Wait, 3.15. The medics do have faster movement speed. I think that's worth it. Loses a Marine or 2, loses a medic, gets 5 drones, and once again prompts Rogue to build more fighting units. Rogue does have an early carapace on the way, but now the 1-1 has started for Taeja. And extra siege tanks building as well as that 3rd command. So the Taeja's supply blocked a little bit here. I keep thinking, isn't it wasteful to drop a scan just to kill an overseer? But then I remember, wait a second. Those scans are just comsat energy. It can't be used for anything except scanning. So, you know, why the heck not? And if you've already gone for Marines, you open up with an academy, which is the prereq to actually make the comsats. So you need to go for the academy to get comsats, which is why if you're playing mech, it feels really awkward to get an academy for no other reason. The academy unlocks medics, unlocks firebats. Also is required for ghosts, though you also need a covert ops attached to a science facility, which is not very likely to come in. StarCraft 1 ghosts not very useful in this matchup. I think they're quite useful as a niche unit in TVT or against Protoss, right? But I don't know if you can lock down non-mechanical units, and I think lockdown's probably their best spell. Because they have lockdown, they have... Geez, I always forget what their other ability is, because it's cooldown, nuke, lockdown, and something else, but I always forget. The StarCraft 1 Ghost is nowhere near as central as the StarCraft 2 Ghost. Let's check the tank damage, guys. Oh, it is the same damage versus armored as the StarCraft 2 tank, 70 damage. I think, though, they don't have the smart shooting on it. You guys let me know in the chat, because in StarCraft 2, your tanks will make sure they don't all shoot at a single Zergling. They'll purposely spread their attacks out. But in StarCraft 1, that wasn't the case. So I really wonder. Here we go. Big Roach Ravager timing coming in for Rogue. He's going to go for a Carapace Roach Ravager timing. The Marines need to get in front. The SCVs need to get there. The tanks, they're not shooting very effectively. Taeja needs to target fire them. Dude, those first tank shots sucked. They were all shooting the same Roach or 2. Wow. Dude, Rogue's just going to kill him. Oh, these tanks are stupid, guys. I'm quite sure these tanks are stupid just looking at the way they were shooting. They are StarCraft 1 tanks, man. They're not quite as tanky as well. 150 hit points rather than 175. Marine Medic trying to come forward. They do outrange the Roaches pretty well, but the Ravagers have the same range as them. Roach Ravager coming forward. Can Taeja survive this? One of the tanks will go down. These siege tanks, I think, might shoot a little bit slower than the StarCraft 2 siege tank as well. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure on the attack speed of both, but it does look like it's the same damage, but I think it's the behavior and the AI with how it works, where it makes it a little bit less effective if you don't target fire on the right units. Oh, here comes a science vessel. Of course, we don't have a radiate energy just yet. We'll have it momentarily. You could throw that in the middle of the Roaches, and it's basically a green cloud that does 27 seconds of about 10 damage per second to all units next to and including the target. It's a very annoying AoE spell. You just stick that in the middle of the Zerg and force them to spread their units out. Very similar to Parasitic Bomb, right? Except it affects ground. These tanks are only 2 supply, is the main difference. According to chat, there's not much else in terms of the stats. So the StarCraft 2 siege tank did get actually buffed quite a few times. Okay, Marine's going to get rid of the Overseer. Dude, the supply is just a bit too big of a difference, though, isn't it? Especially if there's Lings on the front line tanking the shots, and some Lings can maybe flank in and get on top of the siege tank. It's a 1-1 Roach Ravager Zergling timing. He's trying to get it ready right now. The Marines intercept the right side, gets himself a couple of units, and irradiate on the attackers that's coming in could also be really effective to force him to break his units up. I'd love to see that science vessel go a bit further forward. Taeja's got a huge tank spready right now, guys. Here we go. Here we go, right side. Rogue goes in. He's going to go on the left as well. Roach Ravager taking a big irradiate on that right side. He has to withdraw. Dude, I think Taeja might actually be able to get back in this game. The Roach Ravager on the left side forces the SCVs to get pulled, but the tanks are shelling on them and doing really good damage. The Marine Medic comes over to support against those Zerglings. Yes, a lot of the tanks are dying, but remember, these guys are being rebuilt pretty quickly. Units lost tab is like 2-1 in favor of Taeja. And Rogue, he had a game where he kind of threw an advantage against Maru, was it earlier this year, right? About 5 months ago in GSL. He threw a massive advantage with Roach Ravager timings because he just refused to transition. And part of me wonders if the same thing's happening here, man. Kills his own Ravager there just because to get rid of the Irradiate. Another Irradiate goes down on a new Ravager that just morphed. Gonna have to keep that away from his army. Really, you see, look at that. It's really annoying. Gotta get rid of him. He might just kill his own unit since it is going to die eventually anyway, unless you've got multiple transfusers available. But you can see the Irradiate there does take out that Ravager. He could also use Defensive Matrix, chat saying, to block up to 300 damage on a siege tank. Could be a very cute spell, but does cost 100 energy. He doesn't really have the energy for it right now. Marine Tank Medic trying to defend. The tank count's getting awfully low. This might be where Rogue starts to find the value. There's only 2 tanks that are firing. The third one's a bit too far back, and therefore is not able to keep on shooting. And this is actually getting really, really expensive right now for Taeja. Needs to repair that tank, go back to mining, and he needs those tanks to keep building. Right now, he didn't have any tank production for a moment. He was building +3. He was building a science vessel. He's got to keep building the siege tanks. He cannot let up the production on that. Also, what's the tank build time, guys? Tank build time is 27 seconds, which I believe is significantly faster than a StarCraft 2 siege tank. Marine Medic on that left side trying to come in the science vessels. I'd love to see some more Irradiates just slowly getting value, these science vessels. And you can see he's dropping them down. I think do them one at a time just to keep the stress up. But he's kind of saying, whatever, just kill the Ravagers. As long as I'm killing one Ravager each time, maybe getting a bit of damage on the other units, I'm happy with it. The Marine Medic coming forward. Science vessels could be throwing another one. I'd love to see one. Every time the Roach Ravager runs in like this, that's when it can be very effective. The tank's getting jumped on top of. More of them trying to siege in the middle of the fight. The Marine Medic a little bit slow to micro, but that right side of Roaches just got crumpled and thrown in the bin. And Taeja is on 71 workers, holding on like a champ right now. His science vessels count is growing, and most importantly, he's got 3-3 on the way. Guess what the upgrades are? 1-2 only for the Zerg. Infestation Pit's just now started, guys. Yes, Rogue's taking a 5th base, whereas the 4th is only just landed for Taeja. But is that enough? Well, Taeja takes it on that side. It's very exposed. This map is really hard to defend. So I do think this map might favor Rogue just if he can kind of get a Ling run by in the right side and then deny this base on the right, on the left, something like that. Baneling Nest is being built as well to try and deal with the Marine count as it grows. Science vessels don't see the army, which means this army comes in very effectively. Marines are heading in that direction. There's 2 tanks trying to guard, no Ravagers to focus them, which means the Marines are going to try and defend. Remember, these Marines are not tanky at all. 45 hit points, but they've got 6 range. They do good damage, but they're even more fragile. Nice Matrix on the tank there. Does buy a bit of time. Another Matrix would be really good on this tank right now. He throws it down. Beautiful play there by Taeja, but of course it only stops 300 damage. And I think he might have been broken here. He spread out too far to that 4th base. He did not need to. Remember, the minerals do run out a lot slower on these maps. And he's given Rogue an opportunity to break through at least the 4th, if not the 3rd. Nonetheless, 4 science vessels gathering energy here. The Ravager's going to go down, doing so much damage to his own units. And a Hive has started as well as +2 melee and Baneling Nest. Supplies dangerously close between the players. The problem is if you move left with all your tanks like Taeja's doing, the right side could be exposed. He's got 9 barracks right now. Remember, you don't get reactors. You have to build so many more barracks as a StarCraft 1 Terran. But I love that he's playing this Marine Tank Science Vessel so very well. Rogue keeping up the aggression right now. He's spreading creep through the middle. Ravagers and Lings trying to deny the mining. Rogue knows his advantage is the fact that he has more mining. His efficiency's been absolute trash in this game. But he figures, whatever. As long as I keep on the mining really low for him, it might work out. Irradiate comes down. One of the Ravagers getting low. The Marines continuing to try to stim in and out. He's got to be careful of the biles, though. As he does start a step forward, he wants to just kill all the Ravagers. Oh, that's big. Big snipes there for Taeja. Gets a bunch of the Ravagers and an Overseer. I think that's a really good pickoff. Secures the 4th base as he continues to build Marines and Science Vessels. Siege Tank production halting for once again a moment here as he's so mineral starved. He does still have a little bit of minerals in the main, about, I don't know, 600, 700. Nothing too crazy. Rogue needs to transfer to his 5th as well. Surely Rogue will be running out of mining in his natural in the next minute or two. Next minute and a half. He's about to start running out of patches very, very much in the next few seconds. And over the next minute and a half, he's going to lose all of those patches. Remember, this is those Heart of the Swarm minerals. Here we go, guys. Science vessels. Oh, dropping juicy irradiates in the middle of his army. It's not the craziest damage per second, but it does great damage. Dude, if he irradiates the Banelings, that's even more effective. The Marines running forward and just doing sick damage, killing so many of these Zerg units. Taeja is all over this series right now, guys. He is frigging dominating. 3 Vipers being built by Rogue. He wants to parasitic bomb, or maybe even abduct. But probably parasitic bomb to get rid of the science vessels. I don't know. Can he defend? Is Taeja pushing a bit too early? His army's bigger right now, but he's got to be careful to make sure these tanks land their shots. If these Vipers can land parasitic bombs, well, actually, Blinding Clouds is the bigger threat right now. But they're not out yet. They don't have energy. The medics are a bit too clumped on the front line. A little bit derpy on the spread there for Taeja. Tanks trying to hold this ramp. I think that's still a decent trade for Taeja. He's up 13,000 in the resources lost. Queen's starting to do little bits of damage here. He wants to throw the irradiates, but he doesn't quite have the energy on most of those science vessels. Tanks are once again shifting forwards. The Marine rallies here. Ling counterattacks are exactly what Rogue needs to do. He's going to send some in now, but with the Marine rally there, I think Taeja might be A-okay. Oh, 4th base is open though. Marine's a little slow to get there. The SCVs could fight this. They do have 60 hit points, but of course, +2 melee Zerglings, not bad units at all. Marines do manage to defend though. Parasitic bombs coming in, guys. 3 science vessels deep in the red. You want to pull those home. Those cost, I don't know, 200 gas each, 150, something like that. They are not cheap. You want to repair those. Taeja! He's got to get out of here. He's got to get off creep, mate. He's forced away from his tanks. He's got to get back down there. But he has denied one of Rogue's bases. Rogue transferring. He's going to have 40 workers mining this base, forced to try and take the top right. And if Taeja could clear this creep in the middle, that would be excellent. But these science vessels have not repaired. He's kind of in a bit of disarray. Does it matter? Rogue's army is so small, I don't think he can ambush him. And that's a problem, because right now the Terran army is unsieged, it's not set up, but you give him a few seconds and it's going to be set up in a beautiful spready. We always talk about tanks on pylon being an absolute menace, and we're about to see that. Rogue does come in with a nice Ling run by on the left side. The SCVs need to get out of there. They are going to try to pull away. On the right side, defensive matrix comes up, blocks the biles on the siege tank. You can see its hit points over here, guys. 120 out of 300 on that defensive matrix. Marines coming forwards. These ultras. Oh, Blinding Cloud is massive. Blinding Clouds are massive. The tanks, though, do end up clearing those. Viper goes down. The Marines take out the ultras because these Marines do have +3. The ultras only have +2 armor. No chitinous plating. 7 SCVs go down. The command center may be burning. Does it matter? Taeja says, mate, it doesn't matter if I'm on top of your economy, and that's exactly what he's doing. The Marines get in. And that was excellent play, utilizing many different tools in the SC1 arsenal. Marines, medics, tanks, and science vessels. Exceptionally good holds for Taeja. I think Rogue had the chance to transition. If he goes for something else earlier, a hive-tech transition, would it have worked out better for him? Maybe. I'm really scratching my head and thinking, I don't think Broodlords... I mean, Broodlords would be amazing against the tanks, but I'd be worried about them getting irradiated. So you'd have to try and defend... I think Broodlords with, like, really good Viper coverage or something might make it work. But there's definitely got to be some sort of later transition away from the Roach Ravager army, maybe into just a Mass Ling army. If he went Mass Ling Ultra earlier, he might have been able to jump on top of these siege tanks if he actually had equal numbers. But by the time we saw Ling Ultra, I think Taeja just had a bigger army in pretty much all of those fights. GG, well played. All right, guys. Well, he's got 1 life left. He can absolutely not... Oh, we've got a little tooltip. Should we check this out? These gold minerals contain 1 mineral each, and once mined, open a path that workers, SCVs, drones, and probes may path through for the early game. Oh, is that over here? These ones? Or... I'm not sure where these paths are, but apparently this map must have some of these worker-only paths where... Keep in mind, no other unit, even a Zergling, can fit through those paths. We'll find them as we see them. But anyway, guys, Rogue has no lives left. He has to win 4 games in a row. He's picked StarCraft 2 Zerg. I hope he wins this game. But even if he does, Taeja gets to pick, because it's loser's pick. So Taeja will get to pick who plays SC1, who gets to play SC2 in the next game. So even if Rogue wins this, he's then going to have to win 3 more games with StarCraft 1 Zerg. And the fact that he hasn't picked StarCraft 1 Zerg once makes me very worried for him. I am very worried. Like, Taeja seems pretty good with both. To be fair, I mean, he got to win with Battle Mech. How good is he really with his... Maybe his StarCraft 1's actually better than his SC2. I don't know. Pig, you were just looking at them. So these are the worker-only parts here. I guess these ones, yeah. Which one is it? Is it? Oh, it's the end bit. I think it's this end piece. Maybe that bit there. That bit there. I think there's like a little mineral there. I think there's a little mineral here on the edge. Chat will tell me. The map makers are in the chat if I've found the correct ones. I'm not sure if these are high ground bases as well, right? Like these 4-player spawn points. Keep in mind, by the way, you do get told that your opponent is only in 2 of the possible spawns, and it actually tells the players at the start with a marker. I'll show you guys at the start of the next game, just to make it so players don't die from scouting their opponent way too late. Okay, so we've got a 3rd hatchery in the back. Super greedy build for Rogue. I think he's just... Oh, you've actually got a low ground main base. Isn't this interesting, guys? So there's rocks to break out the left side, but otherwise... And there's rocks to break out the back that are half-life, 1,000 hit points. And then you got this ramp to this one. Interesting. In the middle of the map, there's a command center. And there's some things around it. I don't think they're actual things. What's the command center do, guys? Is that just a neutral... Can you infest that? Oh, man. If anyone knows how this map works, you guys let me know. We are in Holy World, which is beautiful, by the way. Look at this. There's like a little pool. So if you've done, I don't know, some murder or something, you just go bathe in here and all your sins get washed away. Spine crawler going up. Interesting. Okay, so Rogue here, he knows he's up against this this 2 barracks, now 3 barracks marine build with the academy coming in a bit later. Rogue's Overlord will escape. Got a bit more dead space to hang in on this map, which is going to help him out with the map vision. Early +1 weapons. Wow. Okay. Very early +1 weapons for Taeja. So he's changing up the order a little bit to try and get the damage output up, because this upgrade does take quite a while. 2 minutes. Academy is now up, so expect Stim to start when he has, I think, 100 gas. But it's got to, of course, mine the 2nd gas first of all. Marines moving through the middle. Oh, does that storm actually damage you? Surely not. Oh, it's a slow zone or something. It did some sort of effect on the Zergling when it walked through it, guys. Oh, you can't attack. It's a disruption web. It's the Corsair ability. Oh, you can't attack when you're in those areas. Oh, that's cool. So you can move through them, but you can't attack. I didn't even realize. Spinecrawler gets a nice hit on the Marine. I would not want to go swimming in this water, by the way. That looks very dark, very tarry. Stim has now started for Taeja. He's building 3 Marines, 2 SCVs at a time. Rogue's already up on 39 workers before going into Roaches, though. So he's feeling pretty confident economically compared to the previous games. Where, remember, even when he built all those Roaches in that last map, he did it off a low economy because he thought Taeja was going to full commit to the timing, and then he didn't end up doing it. It's a lot of Marines, though. Gonna have Stim +1. I think he'll attack without the range upgrade. Oh, he brings an SCV. The Overlord should see this. And indeed, he will. SCV's gonna go in the back door and scout around. Try and confirm if there is indeed that back base. We know there is. Of course, Taeja's about to find out. I think when he sees the back base, it might convince him he needs to attack. Problem, there is already 6 Roaches out, 3 more building, and a Spinecrawler. And it's the Spinecrawler that's the big problem. Spinecrawlers have 2 armor, guys, which means those Marines are only going to be doing 4 damage. Well, now 5 damage a shot as +1's finished. SCV does come in from behind, gets taken out by those Roaches, and it's going to be into the factories. 2 factory and machine shop being built there as the add-on. So he's going to go into siege tanks. He's got +1 armor started, and he's going to go for gas on the natural. 3rd base on location in his back door. So Taeja said, okay, I'll let you get a bit higher in economy, but you've got to realize that worker advantage exists this time. I think utilizing this huge map to get such a greedy opening, I think Rogue's played this very smart. And he's put himself in a much better situation than the previous games. Now, there is this neutral command center, guys. Not sure why it's there other than, hey, you can infest this with a queen and make infested Terrans. Siege mode research is on the way as well. Oh, what are these drones doing here? Looks like he's going to go take a 4th base down the bottom. Second machine shop's almost done. Oh, gets himself a changeling, an imposter in the back of the base. Did he get the overseer? I got the overseer as well. Nidus Worm. Oh, that's so overpowered for this map because look at all this space in the back. He can Nidus anywhere in this back area with the SC2 Nidus. Oh man, SC2 Nidus might just be super broken on these StarCraft 1 maps, hey. Like, what the hell, dude? You're going to be focused on the front, and you're just going to Nidus in your back door. Taeja does build a depot to try to spot it, but that Zergling, you can see he's there ready to spot for that Nidus one. 59 worker, Roach Ravager timing. He's got Roach speed. Carapace is almost there as well. Oh, he might need it. Biles? 2 Biles on the same spot. Very sloppy for Rogue. Once again, 2 Biles on the same spot. Oh no, that time he did throw them separately. Good job. Nidus tries to go up down here, but Taeja's ready for it, dude. Taeja is very good at StarCraft, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. It's almost like this guy has won more than a dozen Premier tournaments in his career, which is actually insane. They're a very, like, Taeja's part of a very, very exclusive club, guys. Marines and medics coming forward. The Ravagers and Roaches kind of get hammered. He's got to get out of here, though, now, because remember, Roaches with Roach speed do outspeed the medics massively. The Stim Marines can get away, but at least a few of these medics will go down. One medic falls, another Marine goes down, and he's got a few tanks to fall back on, luckily, and those Marines covering the other side. Taeja doing an excellent job, and this is going to force Rogue to transition. He's now going up above 70 workers. He's got a 4th base down the bottom he's got to transfer to. He's going melee upgrades. He's going for a Baneling speed, and I'd love to see that Hive. I do think, you know, I wonder if Vipers is the right call. Swarm Hosts. I wonder how Swarm Hosts actually work against StarCraft. So you've already got the Nidus. That would be cool, but I think it's a bit too supply heavy for this late in the game. Probably would have needed to open with the Swarm Hosts a little bit earlier once he realized Taeja was being more defensive. Oh, I do like this little shell on top of the little fossil shell thing on top of that pillar. Scans coming down here for Taeja. Remember, he's got a lot of energy. Most annoying thing in StarCraft 1 is not being able to control group multiple comsat stations on one hotkey. It just makes scanning so unnecessarily complicated as a StarCraft 1 Terran, but obviously in this engine, here in the Evo mod, you can just do it. You can just chuck them all on one hotkey, make it much easier for yourself. Wouldn't be surprised if Taeja did actually... Oh yeah, check it out. We've got control groups. He's got his comsats on... Oh, you can cast it off the command center. Oh, they've made it so accessible. You don't even need to select the scanner array to do it. You can actually just select the command centers and cast it. Nice. Yeah, I mean, this is full StarCraft 2 mechanics. Obviously, you can select more than 12 units as well. There's a lot of advantages to playing on this mod. Can the Roach Ravager not fit through there? Oh, it's only workers that can fit through there. Hey. Right. Marines do take out the Spore Crawler in the back door. Taeja's trying to hang out there to deny mining. This is allowing his front army to move. He's got to be careful of that disruption web. You do not want to be sieging in that disruption web, mate. He's going to be moving forward with a big spreadier Marine tank. I think Rogue, though, being almost maxed. Oh, his link speed's not done. 15 seconds. If Taeja can force a fight right now, just before link speed's done, it is a disaster for Rogue. Taeja, I don't know if he knows exactly where this army is right now. He's about to find out. Oh, there's your army. He's going to stim. He's going to try and engage. The link speed not quite there for the first few seconds of this engagement, despite that there's so many Zerglings and Roaches and Ravagers. Is this just enough to overwhelm? 5 siege tanks are there in the backline. Not quite enough. This may have been an anti-timing for Taeja. Taeja goes in and actually takes an anti-timing. If he just defended, I think he was in a good spot. But by committing there, he actually gave Rogue the perfect timing fight, where Rogue had just maxed out and Taeja was only at about 150 supply. Whereas I think if Taeja maxes out, I think his army's much better. Also, his 2-2's about to finish, and plus 2 carapace was done for Rogue in that engagement. So that actually was an anti-timing. That was a bad moment for Taeja to fight, and now he's got to try and recover. He's got his siege tanks out front. He's trying to build a 4th command center down here. I'd love to see him break these rocks himself so he can easily move between his bases. But of course, his units are busy up there. And uh-oh, Taeja, his factories are rallied to the middle of the map. That's bad. Also, a Nidus Worm coming in. He hasn't noticed it. No, not like this. I didn't even know how this got spotted. There must have been a changeling in here or something. He finally realizes he's going to siege his tanks in range. Is it early enough? Well, thankfully, there's nothing inside the Nidus Worm, so it looks like it is. just in time to take care of that Nidus Worm. Now let's take a look at Rogue's vision, guys. Rogue does have 2 changelings in the back, so indeed it was that. Spire and Ultra Cavern on the way for him. Keep in mind, Parasitic Bomb, amazing for dealing with Science Vessels over time, but nowhere near as high impact as the Science Vessel's ability to just fly in, drop Irradiates on Broodlords, and wreck them. And that's why I don't think Broodlords are going to be the unit we see that much of. Science Vessel's just such a good addition. Spinecrawler's trying to go down. Taeja's going to come in with this dropship and start to unload on this side. Gonna get rid of a fair bit of mining here. Very nicely done. 4 drones and a spine kill. Oh, dude, don't push Taeja. Keep it in your pants, mate. Not sure if that was a mistake or not. These 2 Marines and Medic finally going to go down to the Zerglings. Did Adrenal Glands get made in this game is kind of my question. Oh, Irradiate. He's looking for harassment, is he? Looks like he might have already been casting some. Marine drop goes to the other side. That's a dead hatchery. Beautiful play there for Taeja. Just using small harassment and able to get good damage. +3 carapace almost finished. +3 bioweapons on the way for Terran. We've got ion thrusters, which is the Vulture movement speed upgrade. Wasn't really expecting to see that in the later game, but I guess Spider Mines should do very well against Ling Bane. And Vultures in general should be pretty decent against those. Looks like Parasitic Bomb came down on the Medevac, the dropship, sorry, and did take it out. 3 Vipers here. Good energy on them as well. Science Vessels coming forward. Irradiating the Banelings would be super top-notch. All the Zerglings. Anywhere on these units is fine. He's got to make up his mind. Otherwise, he's going to be taking big... Oh, he's going to... Oh, the Vipers are a juicy target. It does have a cooldown, though. He only gets one of the Vipers. And the Science Vessels should be able to... Oh, my God, another big Irradiate. Oh, no. Rogue loses like 6 Banelings to that Irradiate. Youch. Taeja can repair up. He can repair the Science Vessels and go again, whereas Zerg is going to have to use Transfuse to heal the Vipers. Irradiate's such a good spell, man. It's so good. Nidus Worm going up on this side. We've got gases going there as well. Double armory is being built right now. There's good progression for Taeja. He's almost maxed. With an extra depot building. That should be his last one. He's going to build engineering bays to try and wall in whatever pops out of this base. He never killed these rocks, which is the big problem. But it's okay. His whole army stims down there. Oh, no, he gets caught! Oh, no, he gets baited by the Nidus, and Rogue wrecks him with Blinding Cloud. Absolute devastation. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Welcome to the SC2 engine, ladies and gentlemen, where it is so easy to grab your whole army and move it that when you blunder, it really is a blunder. It's funny how the StarCraft 1 engine kind of protects you from blunders like this in a way which the StarCraft 2 engine doesn't. Taeja wanted that 4-0, and honestly, if he didn't get that army cornered, I think he was in a good spot to get it. I think the longer this game went, the better it would have been for him. He's now got 3 engineering bays just hanging out here floating. He needs to rebuild his economy. He's going to get rid of the last section of roaches, but that was a disastrous engagement for him. He's still ahead. 4,000 in the unit trading, showing the efficiency of StarCraft 1 Terran, but now down 50 supply. Ultras coming in as well. +2 melee. Seeing that there's not that many expansions, it's got to feel good as Taeja, but he's got to keep it in his pants. Like, he has to just try and hold a position here and just chill. He can't be sieging up in range of disruption webs. That tank's just outside of range of it. Changeling seeing everything right now as well. A couple of vultures are going to run in here. Looks like he did not have the... I don't think he has spider mines yet. Okay, no, he does. Okay, 2 spider mines for 1 Zergling. Not a good trade there for him. He's trying to swap away from the Marines. I think he's realizing Marines just aren't going to cut it the longer the game goes. That being said, I don't know. Are Vultures really good enough to deal with Zerglings? I guess the Spider Mines deal with the Zerglings, not the Vulture attack itself. Fair call. Command Center on the north. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base for Terran, but very hard to defend these bases. They're gonna have to, like, he's gonna have to split maybe half of his army up to one of these flanks of the map if he wants to hold that. That's easier said than done. Zergling's going to go hit that side, and they're going to find big value. Here we go. Corruptors come forward. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Irradiates 2 Corruptors. Those Corruptors, I think, happy to... Oh, they should have chased the Science Vessel. They could have got it. Nidus Worm in the back does come in. Rogue, of course, abusing Niduses and Changelings as 2 special moves. That Corruptor will go down to the Irradiate as well. Taeja's back close to max, but one has to wonder... It's going to be a problem because he's going to struggle to secure new bases as time goes on. Keep in mind, guys, not only is there high ground miss percentage in this, but also if you're in this grass, which I think you can't move in there because I think there's actually a cliff there. But anytime you're in a site blocker, you also have the same 47% miss chance on anything attacking something inside a, whether it's an air vent or a grass or, you know, any of those site blockers, they actually give you that StarCraft 1 miss percentage, which is a really cool addition in this mod. Radiate deals 270 damage over 27 seconds, I believe it is. About 10 a second, right? It's 250 over 27 seconds. Just under 10 damage per second. So it's a lot of damage. It'll kill anything that's not a big chunky boy, unless they use... I think it actually does burrow? Doesn't burrow allow you to evade it? I think if you burrow, the irradiate doesn't affect you, actually. But I don't know if Rogue knows about that. Zerglings getting taken out by the vultures. Oh, vultures getting surrounded there. They die so quickly when they get surrounded. Oh, here we go. Ultras running down the south side. Watch out. Irradiating the Ultras. But I think Irradiate does friendly fire as well, right? I believe it does. The Ultras smashing these Marines. That one tank is so important. These 3 tanks, sorry, for clearing the Ultras. But 21 workers going down. Oh, man. These Ultras just take so long to die. The Marines do almost nothing against those 7 armor Ultras. And you can see, even with the defensive matrix, is he going to be able to clear this? Oh my gosh, it looks like maybe not that Ultra. Finally will die. That took a lot of damage though. Another 22 workers goes down, and this is why Taeja, he's going to need either turrets ringing the base or something like that. Banelings roll out into the command center, which is hilarious. He does a Fear Dragon. Does roll a few Banelings out onto those vultures as well, but these vultures are not light units. They actually don't die that quickly to Banelings. Here comes the Blinding Clouds, but there's enough Spider Mines in front. You can see that cleared a bunch of Zerglings. One of them activated on a Ravager as well. And the Nidus Worm's continuing to come in here. He still has not cleaned up this base. He never broke these rocks. Taeja still hasn't broke these rocks, and twice now. He's struggled with the Nidus Worms down here. Big mistakes for Taeja. The Lingbane continuing to flood out. He's going to throw a Nidus on the left side as well. You got to send your Marines back here, Taeja. He's worried about getting busted on the front, but look at this. Rogue is saying, if you're not going to deal with it, I will punish you. And that's exactly what he's doing. Command Center is going to lift to the other side. Oh, man, that is not good for Taeja whatsoever. Yes, his own vultures are being annoying, but Rogue now on 88 work is just smashing him with Nidus Worms. And like I said, I mean, this was always going to be a good map for Nidus Worms. I'm glad that Rogue didn't just all in, transition and use the Niduses later on, because now he's finding insane value. And it feels like Taeja is so worried about losing control of the middle that he just never dealt with the Nidus Worms, and he's losing his entire economy. Taeja scans the top. He's thinking about GGing. He's going to go push it. He's going to go push that northern base with his army in the middle. Vultures get wrecked by Zerglings down south. Irradiate on a Corruptor there. The Marines trying to defend from behind the depot. The Ultra taking so little damage per shot right now. Can he get on top of this? Rogue is going to try to jump on that, but oh, his army's still in trouble. These tanks will shell these Ultras from the low ground, and it looks like they'll eventually go down. Ultra Baneling coming in from behind though. Taeja, he's got to spread his units out. He's got a lot of siege tanks here, but that is a ton of Ultraling Bane advancing on his forward position. He takes out the hatchery. Will he be able to take out the Ultras? The answer is no. The Ultras are just so powerful. And with 500 hit points of chitinous plating, they crush through. Yes, he loses the base, but Rogue wins the game, and he gets, finally, a point on the board. Alright, well, he's got a point on the board, but as anticipated, he is immediately forced back into playing StarCraft 1 Zerg, and Rogue cannot be happy about that. Sorry, let's flip that scoreboard around, shall we? He cannot be happy about that scoreboard. He has to win 3 games in a row, and most likely they will all be with StarCraft 1 Zerg against the SC2 Terran of Taeja. Question is, does Taeja play Bio, or does he only play Battlemech? He's already gone for a super fast gas first build. Is this an island map? Isles of Siren. I think this might be the island map, guys. I think there's an island map in the pool. Oh, it is. So he's going gas first. Oh my. So he's going to do like a 1-base cheese of some sort. I wonder if it's like Marine Tank? Is it Battle Cruiser on 1 base? I think expanding first and doing a 2-base rush would probably be a bit more well-rounded, but I mean, this is going to hit so early. Could do some nasty things. Siege tank from there reaches across. I don't think it hits the minerals. It can somewhat cover some marines. Thinking like if you just go for an early tank and siege it somewhere across a ledge and drop your marines on the other side, could you do some stuff? Because Rogue doesn't have queens, right? You don't get queens with you know, the StarCraft 1 queen is a very different unit. It's a tier 2 spellcaster, so see how it goes. Factories there, reactor. He's going to move south. He sees the Overlord. Ah, okay, so they both know where the other player is. This is really lucky for Rogue, because Rogue's doing 3 hatchery here. Hatch, pull, hatch. Very greedy build. And he's going to find out that his opponent's one basing really quickly, which is just such a big advantage. It's so important, man. The SCV sees the Overlord. He goes down to the natural. Interesting. There is, of course, a base in the middle. Double gas, double minerals. Very nice base. Actually, not quite double minerals. 12 mineral patches. Still pretty good. Starport on the way. Marines are building. Yeah, I think he's just going to drop a tank across the ledge. I think he's going to drop a tank across and then ferry the Marines over and stuff. Maybe you drop the tank up here or down here. I think the tank here, then you can kind of go in from different angles. Could be beautiful. Overlord does get pushed back by the first few Marines. So far, it's a reactor on the factory. Oh! Is he going to go libs? Oh, is he just going to rush 2 libs? Wait, 2 medevacs? What? He's just going to try and go for, like, a bunch of Marines and 2 Hellions dropping in, hey? Interesting. Okay. I mean, Zerg's going to struggle with that. Spire's already on the way! Rogue's gone 3 hatcheries, and he's got a Spire and 4 gas coming in. How? That is so quick. Oh, he's going to bring SCVs. What? Is he just going to use those to tank? I mean, he's just trying to get damage done as quickly as possible, right? He's got 7 Marines, 1 Hellion, and 5 SCVs. And he wants to get in here and fight Rogue before the mutas have a chance to come out. Taeja looking to cheese this series. He wants to finish it with a nice dirty cheese. The Lings are right there. The units will unload. But I think with the surround, the Lings can defend. Rogue, good defense so far. Feels so bare as a StarCraft 1 Zerg, right? There's no queens backing you up. It's just the little Zergling boys with no metabolic boost, man. Here we go. Hellion Marine SCV coming in. He's going to fight as well as he can. He's got to be careful, man. Marine's trying to get into a little corner. Is it enough? He has to pick up and pull out. He's lost 1 Marine. 4 Marines in total. Ooh, that's a real problem. That's most of his damage is gone. He's got Liberator Viking coming in behind this. The SCVs need to A-move, otherwise they don't do anything. Oh, the SCVs don't really do anything here. He picks up. Liberator comes in behind, though. He's going to siege the Liberator on this base, but the 7 Mutalisks coming. The 7 Mutas are already almost here at 4.5 minutes. The island map, I think, is going to pay off for Rogue, because these Mutas, man, they do 10 damage, not 9. And they also have an extra range, 4 range rather than 3. He's just going to try and overwhelm, take down all the units that shoot up. And once the Marines are gone, the Mutas will reign supreme, and that's exactly what happens now. There's no Marines left in there. Taeja's going to have to tap out. And Rogue, luckily, scouts him first, but honestly, I think just build order-wise, looked like his build order was super tight. GG, well played. All right, guys, back to what I assume is a slightly more normal map. It is Silphid, Taeja in the bottom right side with SC2. Rogue once again with StarCraft 1 Zerg. Got away with some delicious greed in that last game. Let's take a look at this map, guys. So it looks like there's a little opening over here into a natural expand, and then you come out. And there's a third here. This was a map I saw some crazy storms. I think it was the Spirit. Who was it who played Spirit versus Classic? I think had an epic finals that ended, I think, on this map. And I think it might have been the previous SEL season, actually. I remember casting the finals for that, and it was very fun. You've also got some Zerg cocoons, which I guess you can kill to open the entrance up a little bit more. But they do have 10 armor, so they'll take forever to kill. It's going to be a Marine Barracks Gas for Taeja. Hatchery first here for Rogue. But interestingly, it's not a hatchery on the base. It's a hatchery in the wall off. Huh. Wait. Do they have completely different spawn locations? Oh, so there's 2 bases you can spawn in that have the egg door. Oh, no, he has the egg door as well. Never mind. There is the eggs there. Okay, I see. It's just that's the further back choke point, right? Because he's doing the hatchery as rogue in front of his natural expand, which does make sense. Taeja probably going to try and run in with a Reaper, but if you just block this with a Sunken or something, maybe that's the play. Leave a drone there to wall it off. It's hatch pool hatch, it looks like. 300 minerals for a hatchery. That one goes down. Got that full mineral line. Already mining a fair bit of gas as well. The egg door, isn't that a cloaca? Yeah, totally. Just be careful if you open it up. You don't know what's going to come out. SCV is going to go scout here for Taeja. Rogue, of course, looking around, trying to find him as well. And there we go. Sunken crawler goes down. Or creep colony, I should say. You can upgrade that to a sunken or a spore. Only takes 14 seconds to build the creep colony, because it is kind of useless on its own. All it does is spread your creep a little bit. Another one goes down in the door just to make sure that Reaper cannot get inside. And I think this one he wants to maybe keep cancelling. We'll see. 2 Zerglings do come out. Drones trapped on the outside. Yep, cancel rebuild. I think the creep colony itself only costs 25 minerals, guys. Oh, the Sunken got him! Remember, the Sunken does 25 damage versus light. Is a Reaper a light unit, guys? I actually have no idea. 30 versus regular, so I think it actually 2-shots a Reaper, because I don't think a Reaper's a light unit. Am I crazy? Reaper's a light, isn't it? Surely a Reaper's light. Adept does more damage to it. Yeah. So it would take 2 shots to get it down to 50 life. Reaper is 55, right? But maybe it took a Zergling or a drone hit as well. That's why he took the damage. Rogue's trying to go for a very quick lair. I think we're going to see Mutalisks yet again. We'll see how Taeja deals with it. He's gone for a factory, but behind that, it's a 3rd command center and a 2nd barracks. So it looks like it's going to be a 2-1-1. Keep in mind, the StarCraft 1 Mutalisk, and yeah, it is the Spire, so we will see that. It has an extra range. It moves slightly slower than the SC2 Mutalisk. It doesn't have the rapid regen, but it has 1 extra damage and 1 extra range. So it's a little bit better at actually picking off Marines, picking off fighting units, and, you know, it doesn't have to go quite as close. Metabolic Boost is now upgrading for the Zerglings. It gives them a massive 50% movement speed boost. The spawning pool looks so weird, says chat. I mean, it looks like a lovely, delicious... I love the StarCraft 1 spawning pool with these little cratery bits and stuff, and just having a bit of a throb there. You know? It's a good time, man. Sunken at the front will defend the Hellions, but he has also at the same time taken a 3rd hatchery on the right side. It's quite tanky. Hellions on their own will not be able to remove that. Starport's coming in as well as a 3rd barracks. I mean, Marines should be the correct unit to deal with this. Scan comes down for Taeja. He knows it's Mutalisks. And he is going for a single engineering bay, realizing he needs to unlock the ability to build turrets as quickly as possible. The economy is not going to explode that quickly for Rogue, but if Rogue can find good Mutalisk damage, it will not matter. 5 Mutas already on the way. And you can see he's put them on control group 1. That's how important his Mutalisks are. His Lings are on his secondary army key. His Mutas are on his main. I mean, maybe for him, he just thinks of 2 as the main army, 1 as the secondary army. But that's really interesting. Carapace as well. Oh, he wants to make his Mutas tankier. That's interesting. Rather than focusing on damage, he wants to focus on survivability. It's about gaining efficiency over time with those Mutalisks. You don't want them to die. Marines are trying to clear the egg. That means the Zerglings get in. But the Marines are there. And those Zerglings get trapped. Oh, the depot! Taeja was quick with that depot. Very well done. Of course, the Mutalisks come in with their 10 damage. They've already picked off, I believe, 1 SCV and a refinery. Not bad at all. Marines are going to have to move into that main base and try and defend this. You can see the Mutalisks don't accelerate or move quite as quickly as an SC2 Mutalisk, but that extra range, that extra damage, it does make a difference. Hellions are here. I'd love to see those go in. Taeja, though. Oh, he's got to shift-click these drones. And I think he will do just that. But, of course, he's busy at home as well. Depot goes down. Marines getting picked off by the bounce damage of those mutas. The bounce damage becomes even more effective as a way of extending your range even more. because of that extra range and the fact that the bounce goes beyond it. So really, really lovely damage. He's picking off multiple SCVs with the bounces. And the Marines are going to try and chase after this. Does save the refinery this time around, but not enough Marines to engage. Dude, he's got to, where are his medevacs? He's got to respect this. He's been stimming a little bit, but you really need to just full turtle right now as Taeja. He's trying to build a turret in the wall off. Dude, his wall off is so fragile. These Lings might just take this down. Dude, these Lings coming in for Rogue. He's going to get some really significant damage done here. That turret is exposed. Taeja needs to build another depot behind it, but he doesn't do it in time. Luckily, a few Hellions are there, and the Zerglings do not want to shove through a choke point up against Hellions. But look at that. That's distracted, which means the Mutas are at it again. 8 SCVs going down. And dude, what a good unit the StarCraft 1 Mutalisk is. It's so fantastic in these situations, and Taeja's struggling to get on top of it. The Mutas picking off another refinery, get another SCV. The Lings are in yet again. They're able to smash these Hellions if the Hellions don't have SCVs buffering. And oh no! I think he's done it, man. The Marines are a bit too clumped up in the main. He's done so much damage. 13 workers. What's he done behind it? Oh, he hasn't saturated this base. He's going Lurkers. Lurkers of a kind of low economy. I mean, I guess he doesn't have that much lava. No lava inject. He needs more hatcheries, does Rogue. But I really thought this base would be full of workers. It's not. Which means it's still competitive. Economically. Even though the army supply is creeping ahead for Rogue. Alright, 2 depots are there. Hydras, Lurkers, and Lings coming forward. He's going to try and Lurker, Hydra, Ling bust him. Basically, Lurker, Ling bust him while there's just this one pack. 10 Mutalisks. He's only lost one of them. He's built 11 Mutas this game. That's all. The Marine drop comes in, and he says, taste my stim pack, boys. Let's go. Bit of a YOLO, though. Lurkers are busting the front. Remember, when the Mutas come back, I don't think there's any way home for this drop. I think the Lings with 1-1 can just jump on top. I mean, the Marines have to try to focus the Mutas, but the Mutas have 4 range. They can fight pretty darn well. The Lings get us around, and I think the Lings and the Mutas together will be enough to take care of this. The Marines get blitzed. Hydras and Mutas take out all of the dropships, the medevacs, that is. And of course, Taeja finds himself a bit too far behind. I cannot believe this turnaround. I really thought Taeja had this one dead to rights. And yet Rogue is showing he is not that bad with StarCraft 1 Zerg. Yes, he favored StarCraft 2 Zerg. I think Taeja's going to make him play it again, I believe. But Rogue ties up the series and forces a Game 7. All right. It's all going to be decided here, guys. Taeja in the top of Purity and Industry, and Rogue in the bottom. And Taeja's gone back to the StarCraft 1 units. He said, okay, this isn't working out for me. You know what? I'm going to play StarCraft 1. You play StarCraft 2. And I mean, he did look really good with like his Marine tank stuff, right? And Rogue was really struggling with it. What's interesting about this map, though, is you've got this slow zones between you. It's such a close path. But it is slow zones the whole way, which is why this Overlord is going to take forever to get across this middle area. I do wonder if it's worth going around. If you want to scout faster, it almost certainly is worth pathing around this. This was in the map pool probably about 8 years ago, 6 years ago. I don't know, sometime around then. Long time back. There is an island in the top right. There is a gold base in the bottom left, except that doesn't even look gold. Maybe it's just because it's in the fog. But very weird map, because you kind of expand away from each other to your own corners, and then you clash in this middle area where there is a watchtower, sight blockers, which remember do give that miss percentage chance amongst other things, and you have to remember the high ground advantage, guys. You can't be pushing up ramps with ranged units as they will miss. I think it's a 50% slow, guys. It says 35% according to that inhibitor zone. Yeah, it looks about right. 2020 when this was on ladder, according to chat. Really, that recently? 2020? It feels like longer. It was only around for a short while. One short season, I think. 2 barracks coming in for Taeja. Overlord has not spotted them just yet. He might be worried about proxies. I know I would be. I'd be like, dude. And then when he sees no barracks in the wall off, Rogue's going to be like, wow, what is this? What is this? But now he sees an SCV going to mine the natural and the command center, and that should allay his fears, at least for now. SCV goes up, checks it out, does run away. Marine running down. Looking for the Overlord. It's not there, though. And already a very quick +1 weapons for these Marines. Interesting. So he's not going to be putting on pressure as quickly as he was with the early stim builds, right? But I think this is going to time out better. The last time he did it, he didn't have enough gas for stim. This time, by the time the academy finishes, his stim will finish very soon after that. Interesting how quickly this builds, right? The academy, only 21 seconds. But then the upgrades off of it take forever to kick in. Like 60, 70, 80 seconds, something like that. You can see academy finishes, 100 gas, just seconds later. Very tight build order here for Taeja. And 80 seconds for that stim pack upgrade. Does affect fire bats as well as Marines, remember? SCV comes in, sees the SCV count, the drone count growing. And this is a very 2-base heavy build for Rogue, isn't it, guys? He's going to go 2-base. Is he going to play StarCraft 2 Mutalisks? He might. He might just be like, you know what? I don't think Taeja's been out of the game for too long. I don't think he can handle my multitasking. Rogue might just think, hey, if I just go Mutalisks, he won't be able to keep up with it. He does go Roach Warren and a second and third gas. Very efficient play so far for Rogue. Not sure if this is a 15-15 or not, but it certainly feels like it. Stim and +1 both nearing completion. Going to be done in about 30 seconds, so Taeja thinking about moving out. 3 Barracks Marine Medic. I'd love for him to have another Medic in there, but just 2 for now. Should be okay. Remember, he's got the comsat, so he's going to go look for the pillars. That Overlord apparently was not placed quite correctly, or I don't know how that was visible, but apparently it was. Scans go down. He sees Evo Chamber, Roach Warren. And Spinecrawler going down as well. Drone pulls back from the 3rd base. Rogue playing very safe. That's Taeja here. Building workers. He already gave a bit of worker production time to get the comsat station built. Chat says that's just straight up not a pillar. I don't know why Rogue thought it was. Well, it kind of looks like it. Oh, it's just a bit of ground. I thought it was a pillar as well. Just because the rocks stick up so much that it makes it, and the edge kind of bulges. So it just makes it look like it's a pillar. That's just a bit of grass and rocks on the ground. That's yeah, when I actually pay attention, it's not even close to a pillar. Here we go, SCV pull, guys! Oh, Taeja's going for it! Oh my god, I didn't even see the SCVs pulling! The Marines and Medics coming in! He's gonna try and focus down the Queens! The drones are pulled off the line though. The SCV's doing such a good job of tanking. 60 hit point SCVs are so ridiculously good. But the Roaches are still coming out. 10 worker advantage for Taeja. He might just have done this. He may just have won this game. A lot of Roaches are about to pop out with Roach speed almost there. But the Marines continuing to push forwards. Takes out the Queens. Takes out all these Roaches on the high ground. Keep in mind the Marines here are very fragile at 45 hit points. But the medic healing is amazing. Medics are out of juice though. They are out of juice. And I think he's just going to go for the drones. The Marines stim forward. He gets 1, 2. He knows at this point there's not much more he can kill. Gets a few more. 25 drones go down for 15 SCVs. That's a good trade if you can defend the counterattack. 12 Roaches with Roach speed are going to be barreling across this map. 13 is Rogue. He's not redroning. Rogue's all in. Taeja needs to pull all of his SCVs just to defend this, I think. He's got 11 Marines. He's building a bunker. It's not ready just yet. The Roaches are coming. Rogue completely all in, fighting for his tournament life. He wants to make the reversal happen. Taeja has been bullying him at the start of this series, but Rogue has had the momentum recently. Now Taeja with a beautiful Marine timing, looking pretty good, but he can't be losing his Marines. He's got to pull back. Taeja, you can't lose your damage. He pulls back now to the bunker, but he's already lost a bunch of units. His Marines still trying to fight there as they do outrange the Roaches. If he wants to fight this, he needs to pull the boys and jump on top. But I think he's going to have to just give up these depots. He's going to try and fight without it. The Marines stim forward. Taeja not realizing how all-in Rogue is. He doesn't realize how much damage he did. We know this. Rogue... Okay, I think it's fine. It doesn't matter. He's still up 16 workers. It's fine. He does hold on. It's so risky. Marine runs in and kills 2 drones as well. Okay, I think it's fine. Rogue's dead. Rogue's down 15 workers, mate. And Taeja is in such a good position now. He's got a siege tank up. Siege mode's about to finish. 3rd command center's there. Oh, wow. And chat saying Taeja was actually using the high ground to receive reduced damage over here. Yeah, a few of the Roach attacks were missing when he first fought out here. That is true. I would have loved to see him pull like 5 or 10 SCVs as well, so he actually could have done the whole fight on the ramp. Would have been really nice. But now he's got a tank up. He's building a turret just in case there's like burrow or something like that. And Rogue is building more Roaches right now, which is really rough, man. Oh, this is sick. Taeja looking really good today. And just showing especially high knowledge, I think, with the StarCraft 1 pieces that aren't as well figured out here. All right, that's also not a pillar, man. He thinks these are both pillars. He doesn't know. None of these are pillars. This is flat ground. He's so used to there being pillars everywhere. That's so funny. Okay, get some creep, but nice snipes for Rogue. Gets a bunch of Marines and a medic. And Rogue still just, dude, what is Rogue doing? He's building like 2 drones and 2 roaches at a time? I mean, Rogue needs Taeja to screw up so he can find some damage right now. The tanks aren't sieged. Taeja right now, he's trying to move down to take a third. Now the tanks are sieging up. That third command center is going to float out. Dude, I mean, this lead is ridiculous. We've got the science vessel production will be coming in a little bit once he gets the starport. And I guess you just need a control tower, right? And a science facility. So you go starport, and you build a control tower and a science facility. And that's what allows you to build science vessels, I believe. I do like that the StarCraft 1 tech tree is a little bit more complicated, more extra upgrades and things than StarCraft 2. Science facility, there we go, it does go down. So it's going to be 2 starport, control tower, 2-star science vessel, very nice. Only 1 factory was producing tanks for most of this time, but he does have a 2nd factory. So he can build many more, and he's got a lot of barracks coming up as well. So he's going to go from 3 to 7 barracks for those Marines. Only has 1/1 upgrades on the bio. And I don't think he has an armory or a 2nd engineering base. So Taeja's kind of playing it a little bit differently in terms of his priorities. Like he goes 2nd eBay now, but I don't think he has the armory. So without that, it's not going to help out that much. All right, Roach Ravager hanging on 44 drones. I mean, Rogue just doesn't feel safe to non-stop build workers. Now he's going 2nd Evo Chamber Infestation Pit, but he's doing it up against a Terran who's already miles ahead. But a bit of a delay on these depots for Taeja. That does hurt him. I do like that they've shrunk the depots down. Just not enough space on the maps to build it if you have the profile. The StarCraft 1 depot was way too big. We've got Wraiths. Oh, he's going Cloak Wraiths. Wow. He's going to try and fly in and kill all the Overlords, is he? Interesting. And all the detection is mostly Overseers, so we can snipe those. For those who don't know, guys, the Wraith is an amazing anti-air unit. As you can see, it's 20 damage versus armored, 15 regular, 12.5 versus light. It's great damage, shoots pretty fast as well. Its laser versus ground is worthless in the regular game, but in this mod, look at that. They've made it way better. 14 damage. I think it did like 6 damage in StarCraft 1. You guys can correct me on that. Maybe 7? It did almost nothing. It was a tickle laser. This one actually has a decent anti-ground attack. Not amazing, but decent. 2-2s on the way for the bio. The double starport Wraith. Taeja wants to finish this game in style, man. Chat says, yeah, 8 damage for the Wraith in StarCraft 1, which feels like nothing for such an expensive unit. These guys are like 150 minerals, 100 gas per pop. The Scout and the Wraith were both comically bad at fighting ground, as they were mostly focused on anti-air capabilities. Rogue's up to a decent income now, and here comes the big push. I am surprised there's no science vessels. 2 tanks stay at home, but here comes the big push. Taeja's going to try and move forward. The Wraiths are going to lead the charge. He's going to try and dive in there. He wants the Infestors. He wants the Infestors. He gets 1. He gets 2. He gets 2 Infestors. Very nicely done. Overseer goes down as well. There's only 3 Queens for anti-air right now. You can easily pop those. He's going for the Ravagers with the Wraiths. He's just going to shift-click all of those Ravagers, taking out the Overseers as well. Dude, he's doing great damage. The Tank Marine is going to try and fight here. He does not siege up before the fight starts, which is a little sloppy, but does it even matter? Taeja miles ahead in this game, and he should be able to finish off this series right here, right now. The Marine tank dodging the biles. Rogue has to tap out, and Taeja gets the 4-3. The poor man's Banshee, or rich man's Banshee, some people are calling them in the chat. Cute little addition. Honestly, I think he was far enough ahead. It did not matter. The Marine medic timing with the SCV pull is really hard to defend. And I've got to ask the question, guys, is Roach Ravager the correct answer against these barracks openings, or is it better to go Banelings? since Banelings are basically going to deal with the SCVs really well, right? 2 Banelings to kill an SCV, even if it's a 60 hit point SCV. Should he have gone Banelings in general and go more of a Lingbane Queen way of dealing with this? Because these Marines also are very fragile with no combat shields. They're very much like, hey, we're going to try and shoot you down before we get jumped on top of. I do think maybe like a Ling Flank with some Lingbane is the better way to deal with it. Because we can see the weakness of Roach Queen. It's a tanky comp, good against Marines, but it doesn't have the damage output to get through these SCVs quick enough. And that's really what cost him. And I love the focusing down the Queens. So they didn't really get to use their transfuses at all. Just a great surprise attack by Taeja to close out the series and go to the grand finals. GG, well played.